We welcome you to Somerville Field on the campus of Gardiner High School as Muncie Media Sports brings you high school field hockey, the opening game of our high school season. Today will feature the Morse Shipbuilders in blue and to take on your Gardiner Tigers. Well, hello, everybody, for the 2021 fall season. I'm joined here once again for field hockey by the coach. You got M&M. You've got Mo and Munns here, high above the field at Somerville Field. Coach McNally, it's good to be back. I forgot what your face looked like. Last time we were doing games, we were all masked up. No need for that this year. We're back. And, of course, everybody's still paying attention to COVID protocols and all of that in and around the schools. But it's good to be back. And there's a buzz about, isn't there, Coach?
There sure is. I had contact with both coaches, and both of them mentioned in the information they give us for game time that the kids are excited to be back. They're excited to be back. They're looking for a little normalcy in this particular season. I think they're just happy to be here and not taking anything for granted. And when you look around Somerville Field and you see parents are up here sitting up at the top, and people are around the field keeping an eye on the game, it's just one more step back into and away from COVID as much as we possibly can. But it's just a great time to be back, Rob. I'm excited for it.
Well, it's good that you and I, as former coaches, as much as we used to worry about all the intangibles that we could not control, that you and I are both up above here, above the fray, not having to handle all these unknowns that are coming for the coaches this year. Of course, they did play field hockey last year in a different way. It was, for lack of a better term, an intramural type thing, I think, a little bit more of a club type thing. They weren't playing for any type of hardware at the end of the season. But once again, this year we will play for hardware. And a recent, if you follow field hockey, a recent development by the MPA, which I think is a good one, looking out for COVID-related issues as the season goes on. They have extended the field hockey season by 1 week, Mo. And what's that going to do for the teams and the coaches?
Well, that was something we've been asking for a while anyway, either 1 week on the other end or a week in the beginning. What that gives you more practice time, Rob. It extends the season a little bit, so you're not playing necessarily 3 games every week. You can get some more practice time in, and that's exactly what these coaches need and coaches across the state need, because you just didn't have the continuity that you had last season, and you didn't know how many kids you were going to get back, and Gardner's an example of that. The numbers are down a little bit, but the excitement's up. So I think that extended week is just going to give them another week to develop and get back to skills and basics.
Well, as I've said all along here, Coach McNally, and I know you appreciate this, the support that we get out of the local business and organizations here in Central Maine are just fantastic. And one of the things I want to show you is a little bit of the new sponsors we have. We haven't even got to make their ads yet, as they're just coming up here. We want to show you and bring forth some of the new folks that we have. So Northeast Nutrition and Energy is one of our new sponsors here. We thank them. The Gardiner Sports Boosters, they came in late last year. They're going to be joining us throughout the course of the year. And also Gosline Retirement has come in as an anchor sponsor for us. So those are really good folks that are putting forth. And, of course, we have a bevy of normal sponsors. You'll see them during the course of the event, any event that we are running here. So it's really going to be an exciting season for us. A full 25 games for Gardiner and another 25 games for Halldale as local sponsors have stepped up in that area as well. In fact, Northeast Nutrition and Energy, who you see right here, they have come in. Susie Brennan, they're going to sponsor both Gardiner and Halldale. We shot their ad the other day, and our camera person today is Liz Nugent. Her sister may or may not, depending how the edit works out. We may get Kenzie in the ad. She was one of the ones that we shot. But I want to thank Susie Brennan over there at Northeast Nutrition and Energy. I've been in loving their drinks here.
As have I.
Oh, gosh, yeah. We took the grandkids in yesterday, so we want to thank them. We also want to thank, as we said, the All Sports Boosters. We want to let you know the All Sports Boosters at Gardiner Area High School School. Big event coming up, and the boosters have not been able to do their normal concessions because we have no turf field this year, so they don't have that. So what they're going to run for the 8th year is a tee up for the Tigers. This is their golf tournament. If you want some more information on that, please contact Veronica Babcock. She's the president of Gardiner All Sports Boosters. I want to thank Veronica for getting this information to me. That's going to be on September 19th out at the Meadows Golf Course there. All kinds of information. And Gorsline Retirement, Nate Nichols, former graduate, Gardiner Area High School, he's come in as an anchor sponsor. So he's going to sponsor Halldale. He's going to sponsor Gardiner. So he's a Gardiner graduate. His kids now go to Halldale. And he's also going to do Central Maine Community College. And UMA is coming in across the board for us. So those are our 3 new sponsors as well as the original sponsors that we have. And you'll see their ads. We don't have the new ads made yet. We'll get those ads made. We've shot the Northeast Nutrition ad. All Sports Boosters, what we're going to do is we're just going to do what we did here when they have events coming up. We'll do that. And, of course, we're going to shoot the new Gorsline Retirement ad as soon as they move in that beautiful new building down on Main Avenue. And that's coming up in a couple of weeks. So thanks to the new sponsors. Thanks to the old sponsors. Thanks to the anchor sponsors. And thanks for you for all your great support over the years. So we came on a little early so that we could make sure that we mention that. You see the field looks in pretty good shape considering that it got heavy use during the summer by all the camps and things, Mo. But it looks pretty good. Yeah,
it doesn't look bad at all. I know they reseeded in front of the goal area to our left because it was used for lacrosse. So they've reseeded there, but other than that, the field looks very good at this point.
Coach, let's take a look at some of the Tigers, some of the new Tigers, as well as some of the returning Tigers. Not being a field hockey savant like you, I took a look at some of the returning seniors, Piper Lavoie, Leah Pushard, Dewey Clary, and they're going to be the core of this, the strength of this team as they return for their senior year.
Yeah, they sure are.
Dewey, a junior, I should say.
Talking to Sharon, they're Coach Gallant. Their numbers are down a little bit. They lost 6 seniors last year, and there was 1 senior in each section of the field last year that leaves a big hole. Starting with Cassidy Collins. Cassidy was in the goal cage last year, so there's going to be a new goalie this year. Lindsay Bell was in the midfield last year. She's at Merrimack playing ice hockey, going to play ice hockey, and she leaves a big hole in the midfield. And then Willow Lavoie was up front, and as we saw last year, Rob, Willow was the majority of the offense for them last year. So there's 3 big holes in 3 areas of the field for Coach Gallant, but she's got some kids that are going to fill in, and she's moved kids around. Leah was in the backfield last year. Piper is going to hold the backfield down at center back. Dewey was in midfield last year and had a great season, and she's got Maddie Blaze who's going to play right midfield this year. So you're right, those are the kids that are going to hold Gardiner down this year. And then she's got some other kids. She's got 3 new basketball guards that have come out this year. Wow. She's looking for them to continue to improve. So, again, as we look at the extended season, it's going to give McKenna Johnson, Savannah Brown, and Meg Gallagher time to improve and pick up the game as the season goes, and then hopefully be ready at the end of the season.
They're on the Maddie Farnham plan.
Yes, they are.
If you remember our past years with Maddie showed up. Yep. Coach used to tell the story. She didn't even know the rules.
Exactly.
They'd have to point her in the right direction where to go after a whistle. But boy, did she make an impact on the field? And because of her athleticism, and certainly the 3 young women that you just mentioned have been outstanding on the basketball floor for the Tigers, and now they move over to play field hockey. So we'll see how that works out as well. And
it'll be interesting to see in the goal cage too. We've got Grace Deering, who's a senior, and Cassidy Clark, who's a junior, and it'd be interesting to see how those kids develop over the course of the season, because neither one of them have had a lot of time in the goal area.
So we're getting some down across the way. We could actually mic that. Talking of Christopher Wheeler here, we could probably mic that up another game and get the PA announcing. So they're going to do non-starters and starters. So, Coach McNally, did we mention the captains for the Tigers? This will be Piper Lavoie and Leah Pushard, multi-year starters for Sharon Gallant, and certainly those 2 kids are 2 of our better student athletes in the school this year.
They sure are, and this is going to be a contrast in teams, Rob. Morse is according to the Portland Press Herald, one of the top 10 teams in Southern Maine. And they've got one of the top 25 in the state to watch in Lily Clifford. Their coach also says that Lily Clifford, Kennedy St. Pierre, and Dylan Barr, who are captains for Morse, are going to be the players to watch. But keep an eye on Lily Clifford as one of the top 25 players according to the Portland Press Herald in the States. So.
Yeah, she'll be number 3 on the Morse roster. Morse, of course, in their blue, their shipbuilder blue. Okay, so that was one of the things we were looking at. Gracie Hawks will be the goalkeeper. She is a senior. Beautiful day to play here. Very little wind. Sun's been in and out. Of course, we like the sun out because it's behind us, and we're out in the outdoors here at Somerville Field, high above. And although I did get a canopy, but as I explained to Coach McNally, I've been running around like a nomad here. I had to. I have grandchild duty this afternoon, so I had to pick my granddaughter up at West Gardiner School, and that took 45 minutes. So if you're listening, waiting for your kids to get home from school, bake a couple of extra cookies for them. It's going to be a while. It's just the start of the school year has been a little bit slow to get going. So you hear going through some of the announcements here. So I'm going to take a second here to work with Chris on the scoreboard a little bit. No anthem, so we will just get going here.
According to Coach Reno, Rob, from Morse, we should be seeing quite a bit of team speed. She's relying on speed up front, which could pose a problem to the defense of Gardiner in the back. So, again, we're looking at 2 very different teams at very different places of the season. Morse comes in ready to roll. Her kids have been playing all summer, she said. They've gelled together and are playing pretty well and are seasoned. She has... Morse has 5 seniors, 5 juniors, 5 sophomores, and a freshman. Gardiner, on the other hand, is looking for improvement from game to game and has questions that hopefully will be answered a little bit today. And as she continues, and Gardiner is looking at 4 seniors, 8 juniors, and 2 sophomores. And out of those, there are 3 or 4 kids who've never played field hockey before, as we've mentioned. So could be a contrast in teams today.
As we said, Liz Nugent doing our camera work today. Sophomore at Gardiner High School should be working with us as our student intern, getting community service hours for this. Chris Wheeler doing our production here from Gardiner Area High School as we get set for the face-off here that will start the game. Check and see what the connection here, Chris, is. Yeah, T-Mobile. You can always run the scoreboard, Chris, in here because you're just starting and stopping the time and all of that. So we're set to go. We'll continue to work here on our scoreboard, get it set to go. That's an aerial that's dangerous hit, so off we go. Coach, what are you going to teach me this year here? I'm anxious to know. Yeah.
Actually, I think you've picked it up pretty well, Rob. It's there's not much new this year in terms of rules, none that are significant. There's not a lot of changes.
So Tigers moving left to right. They're in the white shirts, and Morse Shipbuilders in their blue, going right to left on your screen. Tigers in the circle. Good flurry of activity there for the Tigers. It was Olivia Peekins. Olivia got a lot of good action in last year, was a key player for the Tigers, so Tigers will get the first corner of the game.
Center of the front line for the Tigers, too, is number 30, Lily Barad, who, as I understand it, is a transfer from Vermont. So she's a new player for us as well. Tigers
on the insert. Into the circle, just outside the circle. They're trying to feed it in through to Dewey Clary. Let it go over to Morse. Chris working on the scoreboard. We'll probably have that up very shortly. But we're just underway. 13-12 left here. Tigers will get another chance. Comes back inside here. Tigers in the circle. They shoot. Oh, it just went wide. Good opportunity for the Tigers. Peekins was right at the corner, not able to tip it in.
Corners are a point of emphasis for both coaches, too, as the season. Corners aren't really efficient until about halfway through the season. So they practice and practice and practice, but they're tough unless you're practicing against defense. So you saw in those particular corners what coach was trying to do, but the ball didn't get all the way to the top where she would like it for an optimum shot. So that's one area that both teams will continue to work on as the season progresses.
Pomelo for the Shipbuilders. Shipbuilders will control here. Lily Clifford, who we talked about in the pregame, according to the Press Herald, one of the top players in the state. She'll insert it into the circle. It came left to Pomelo. Pomelo, Deering with a save. She got a second save. She's out high. Continuing to work and
save on the goal line, too.
Right on the goal line. Pressing the issue are the Shipbuilders. Tigers with the defense maintain possession. This would be Megan Ladner for the Tigers. Megan lets it go. Connects down here near side. Tigers looking to turn field. They're trying to get it ahead, not able to do it. I don't have an 11 for the Tigers, Coach.
I've got it, Coach. It's Taryn Nichols, who's a freshman.
Inside it comes here to Barrage. As we said, she's the transfer student. She had a good opportunity, did Lily. She's just a sophomore.
Coach Gallant sent us the JV roster as well,
okay.
And that is Taryn Nichols. And,
so Taryn playing up. I just ran the varsity roster. You're smarter than I am. Tipped and just wide. No score, just underway. 11:16 left here. We'll have our scoreboard up shortly.
As we take a look at these kids, too, Rod, there's a lot of field hockey in these backgrounds. I was just mentioning Taryn Nichols, who was Allison Bailey's maiden name. Allison Bailey's daughter, and Allison played hockey, and Allison's related to Jenny Glidden, who plays hockey, and Kristen Prey, who's a JV coach. Then you've got Piper Lavoie, there's a long list of Lavoies that played field hockey at Gardiner. So there's definitely some genetics in play on the field here at Gardiner.
There's an aerial. Tigers have had the better of the territorial play. This is Bree Smith. Bree got a lot of action as well. Now back outside to Leah Pushard. Leah.
I think moving Leah Pushard up to the midfield, too, for Coach Glant. Leah's one of the stronger players on this particular team. She's got a real strong hit, a real sense of the game, plays the game intellectually. So her moving to midfield, I think, strengthens that up as well for Coach.
Barrard got it in the circle, but right back out. Piper Lavoie turns it. Morse taking it up to the near side, out of danger. Two Tigers right there, and Maddie Blaze got the interception, but back over.
Now, number 4 for Morse is Kennedy St. Pierre, and she is one of the top players for Morse. And as you just saw, had a real good defensive effort coming out of the circle right there. So I know Morse counts on her defensively. So she's a name that we'll hear probably quite often during this game.
Lily Clifford. Stratosphere ball there. Tigers will turn it. But St. Pierre clears it for Morse. Tussle right down. Chris figured the scoreboard out. Good job.
It was a good defensive sequence from Megan Ladner, who's, again, relatively new on the field. We didn't see a lot of action last year, but will be counted on defensively this year. But that was a real good defensive sequence with her.
Clifford tried to drive it through, couldn't do it. Tigers got it. Addison Carter, number 5 for the Tigers. Maybe it was 6, I'm sorry. That might have been Dewey Cleary with it. Peekins into the circle. They were trying to connect up in there with Lily Barad. Barad's had an opportunity already. Lavoie does a good job of turning it back from defense to offense very quickly. Now it comes to Dewey Clary. Dewey tries to stick handle through. She does. Launches it in the circle. Scrum for it right there. Barad's got it. She's got a strong stick, Coach. Hard to move her off the ball.
You know, she reminds me a little bit of the way she's playing. She's playing up a little higher, looking for the ball. Looks like she's got a nose for the ball. She looks a little like Willow out there because she's got the long dark hair as well. But she certainly, the ball finds her stick, it looks like already. So that's a great addition for this team this year.
Good strong hit trying to turn field for the Shipbuilders. Can't do it. Tigers all over it.
Yeah, Coach Gallant should be happy with this start. The kids are playing well. They're taking their free hits quickly. They're spreading the field out. She's not playing one-sided.
Yeah, and when Deering was called upon, she made some good saves early on.
She had
a little flurry early on.
She had 3 good saves, and I don't know who the back was. That there was one other save that one of the backs made right on the goal line. So that was a good defensive stance, certainly. So Coach Gallant should be pleased with certainly the beginning of this game.
Just joining us, Morse in blue and Tigers in their home whites. Lily Clifford drives it down the far side. Chase is on. Numbers for Morse. Tigers look on the defense and doing a good job stepping up, but it'll be Morse ball, and this will be Clifford to step in and take it. She spends a lot of time with the ball, does Lily Clifford. She's a senior for the Shipbuilders. Coach Kerry Reynolds is going to depend on her, as Coach McNally told you in the open. That was she down the right side.
Good stick work. Good stick work. And you see, one of the things coaches try to teach kids is when you come inside the offensive 25, you shorten up your grip a little bit so that your passes are a little quicker and the stick stays a little lower. And it was noticeable when Lily came across the 25 that her grip shortened up just a little bit. So, again, we talk about game intelligence, and it certainly looks like after her experience in the last 3 or 4 years that she's a player that uses her intelligence on the field as well, not just brute strength. So it's always nice to have.
Tigers not able to power out. That was Addison Carter, the junior. A lot of play right in the center of the field right now as teams jockey for position. It's a good job by Maddie Blaze coming out wide, Coach, trying to get out of the congestion. That looked like the line at West Gardiner picking up my granddaughter there for a minute.
You're exactly right, though. You're exactly right. And both coaches, I'm sure, emphasize bringing the ball to the side to widen the field out. It gives you more space to pass. It's not quite as congested as you said. Trying to go up the middle, it looks more like it looks like a youth game. Everybody's around the ball. So you got to spread it out a little bit and open up the passing lanes.
Numbers for Morse as they try to change the field. Coming over here for the Tigers was Piper Lavoie. What a job she did there.
Piper's as tough a defensive player as you're going to find.
Well, that's her mojo, isn't it?
Yes,
not only in field hockey, but she's a defensive specialist. I mean, she did a fantastic job in basketball. You have some kids that are just like that. They just take great pride in being a shutdown type defender, and Piper certainly does.
And, I don't know Piper real well, but watching her both on the field hockey field and the basketball court, she's a tough kid who you can tell is very competitive. And that's a positive, not a negative by any means, but she's just a tough nut. If she loses the ball, she's going to go back and get it.
Right.
If she makes an incorrect pass of basketball, she's going to be the first one to step up to play defense. So she's just a tough athlete, I think.
Pretty cleanly played game so far, Coach. Not a lot of infractions or anything.
This is a good game.
Yeah.
It's not one-sided. We've played on both ends. I think it's a good start for both coaches.
So we're back to playing quarters here again this year,
Yes.
Coach. I meant to ask you that in the pregame. That was something I liked last year. So
I think the coaches like it.
Yeah.
It gives you a little bit of a chance to coach if you need to between quarters. And as we mentioned with Coach Glenn, I think she's probably really going to like it in the beginning of this season. It gives her an extra few seconds to change things up if she has to, or to straighten up something that may be going wrong on the field. So,
Barad. So Lily's playing her first field hockey game for the Gardiner Tigers. She hasn't been to class yet, though. the upperclassmen at Gardiner, the freshmen come in today. They won't be in school till tomorrow, so she could have her first goal before she sits for homeroom. She'll take it, too, if she gets it.
I'd be interested to know what part of Vermont she comes from. Vermont's a field hockey state, so it'd be interesting to see what part of Vermont she comes from.
Bree Smith on the insertion. Third corner for the Tigers. See what gets cooking here.
That's a better hit coming out there.
It's in, and just sealed wide. Boy, oh boy, Addison Carter was right at the doorstep there. She had an opportunity, but couldn't tip it in. We've seen the Tigers do that a lot as they cross the ball, and they'll get that offensive player stationed right at the far corner for an easy tap-in, and they had the opportunity and set up the play and just went a little wide. Tigers have carried the play here in the last couple of minutes. That's all the way through, and a kick out, a beautiful save there, and the kick out save by Gracie Hawks. Popped in. Tigers scrumming for it. Barad was one of the kids there, and she had a good shot.
Both goalies coming up early in the game today, and that's great for both coaches to see, because very often if you've got a new goalie, it's a tough position to play, and you don't get the intensity in practice as you do in a game. So I would assume that both coaches would be pleased with their goalies early in the game today.
Maddie Blaze tried to get in for the Tigers, couldn't do it. Nichols on the defense, and it'll be Tiger ball. Blaze will have it. Crossed. Controlled. Field is playing okay so far today. Wait till October.
Either that or the first good drenching we get.
Megan Ladner on the defense for the Tigers. She calls the dispossession. There's a new divot on the field now. Down the far side, Addison Carter. Addison, a junior. Tigers into the circle. They keep it in. Carter was there, but she couldn't swing around and get it.
And as you said, Rob, this is a good, clean game right at the beginning. A little different than what I thought. Right now, Gardiner, I think, has got the tide offensively, and Morse is standing tall defensively. And I thought it would be a little bit different at the beginning. But both teams are playing good hockey right now. It's a good game for the first one of the season.
Sure is.
Both teams have had shots on goal. Goalies have had quality saves.
Tigers will need to hurry here. 15 seconds. Tigers drill it through. Comes far side. In front. Morse is going to give up the corner. Now I believe we'll play the corner, won't we, Coach?
Yes.
Even though it's gone.
They will play that out.
So we're looking at a replay here. This was one of the good opportunities the Tigers had right here in front. You can see it just go past the post.
Right.
Get back here to live action.
See, everybody's pulled up except for the goalie, so she's got 10 players up on the circle to play this out.
So as long as the Tigers keep it in play, don't commit an infraction, it'll stay. But they do, so that will do it for one. So Tigers with some good opportunities, but no scoring here in the first. We'll take a break. We'll come back to Somerville Field for more field hockey action after these messages.
Don't feel like cooking dinner? Call Capsa's Pizza in Farmingdale. You can make the whole family happy with our award-winning pizza, sandwiches made on fresh baked bread, delicious nachos, or salads made to order. And don't forget the whoopie pies. We pride ourselves on fast, friendly service and an overall experience that's better than you might expect from a pizza place. So order Capsa's tonight. Pick it up, have it delivered, or enjoy our dining room. Give us a call at 582-0522 or enjoy the convenience of online ordering at capsaspizza.com.
At Randolph Hardware, our game plan is simple. We offer way more than just hardware, but it all starts with a promise. We have what you need and always with a smile. We have a huge selection of paint, plumbing, electrical, and gardening supplies to help you complete simple projects to major home renovations. We also offer a rental center, factory authorized power equipment repair, and the best tool selection around. So stop in today and let the Randolph Hardware team help make your project a winner.
Started in 2019 by the Corliss family in Pittston, Corliss Gravel Pit offers some of Kennebec County's highest quality gravel products. Located just south of the old Cedar Grove Road on the right off State Highway 27, Corliss Gravel Pit is committed to providing our customers with an outstanding product at a fair price. We offer a wide variety of products for all your needs. At Corliss Gravel Pit, our loader is always on site. Local deliveries on larger quantities are always available, and we offer discounts on large quantities as needed.
Corliss Gravel Pit is family owned and operated since 2019, producing Kennebec County's highest quality gravel at a fair price.
When I walked through these doors, I was just blown away.
This is insane. It just caught my attention immediately.
This is the first place that I've seen like this decked out. It's pretty sweet.
This is a grand opening for our esports arena. We're talking 1,600 square feet of pure technology.
Like, I'm shaking being here. It's so cool.
There's nothing like it in Maine. We're ahead of the curve here.
It's definitely a big market, something you can make a living on.
I've always had an interest in esports.
We're treating it like an extension of our athletic program. And then in addition to that, we're starting an esports management degree program.
It's just a different community for me to be a part of.
It really just helps me just be myself. It's just really fun.
This will bring students together. That's what's happening, and that's what esports is.
To me, it's beautiful, and I want to live here.
Rob Munsing, the coach, Mo McNally back here. Chris Wheeler doing our production for us. Liz Nugent doing our camera work here. Student intern from Gardiner Area High School. I want to thank our folks online. We got the word that we were talking about Gardiner's transfer, Lily Barrard. And Lily is from Highgate, Vermont, up in northern Vermont. You said that's a field hockey place, and it looks like Lily's played some field hockey in his career. And welcome to Tiger Town, Lily.
Yeah, she's plugging a hole up front, and it looks like the ball finds her stick pretty quickly. So she seems to be a welcome addition to the Tigers. That's for darn sure.
So trying to connect with her, but it's going to go wide. Sophie Barber for Morse knocked it out.
Good first quarter too, Rob. We said this is a evenly played game.
Yeah,
It's a
very few
clean
infractions. Clean play.
We had shots on goal. Gardner had 5, and Morse had 4. Goalie saves were 3 and 4. The only thing that turned the tide a little bit was Gardner had 5 penalty corners, and Morse has not had a penalty corner yet. But Morse is holding tough in the defensive circle, that's for sure.
Tigers trying to get possession, couldn't do it, or turn over to Morse. They're just joining us. Tigers left to right in the white home shirts. Morse in their blues, the Morse shipbuilders. Morse is the envy of most high schools in the state of Maine. Not one turf field, 2 turf fields down there. McCann, their old field, got a resurface probably back, I'm saying 8 years ago maybe or so. And brand new high school, state-of-the-art high school down there. Boy, beautiful. Look, they built it right into the granite, looked like. Beautiful facility, beautiful field.
Well, hopefully ours will be soon for the viewing as well.
Yeah, we'll try to update you on that when we get some time here. Nichols has got it. She's going to drive it through. She does. She's able to sneak it through the legs of Haley Kirkpatrick. Nichols on it again. Tarrant doing some good work here. As we said, Tarrant a freshman, but action right out of the gate in her first game going here. Maddie Blaze with it. Maddie's going to get it in the circle. Tigers will get another corner.
That was a great entry pass by Maddie Blaze. The ball that went right towards the penalty stroke line, which is the optimum area to score. And it was on an angle which gives the opposite side 2 or 3 shots on goal. So that was a great entry pass.
Smith to insert. Here it comes. They'll try to connect inside here with Takata. Takata threw it in front. Tiger scrumming for it. Right inside, almost knocked home by Peekins. Peekins had a good opportunity there. Olivia's a junior forward for the Tigers. Saw a lot of action last year as a sophomore. She'll be one of the ones that Coach Gallant will look at to pick up some of the scoring.
And I think as I talked to Coach Gallant at the beginning, that's one of the areas that she's concerned about. They haven't scored a lot of goals in the preseason. They've got some new kids, as we said, Lily being one of them, and Taryn's a freshman. So people are going to have to be patient, let those kids develop their offensive skills, and give them a little bit of time to develop up front
Kennedy
and play solid defense.
St. Pierre tried to drive it through. Well, there's a lot of unknowns, of course, this year in the field hockey, and although the kids were able to play a summer program, so that helps some. Have their camps and things of that sort. Pushard on the ball here for the Tigers.
And the future looks bright. Coach was, as I was telling you, Rob, Coach Gallant had Big Cat this summer, and there were 60 kids there.
Yeah.
The middle school program has got good numbers. So the next couple years will be, if we can be patient and develop the basketball players that have come in, and some of these new kids, I think you'll see the strength of the program. And Coach will condition them, even though she's only got 20 kids. She'll condition them so they'll be ready to play. A lot of them are multi-sport athletes, which is great no matter what. To have kids that are playing 2 or 3 different sports, so they'll pick things up quickly.
And, of course, they're competitive kids, so
yes.
Once the skills come a little bit, that competitiveness will be built in. They charged right at Kennedy St. Pierre. She gave it up. Tigers dispossessed, and right back with it is St. Pierre. She's going to knock it forward. In the circle for one of the few times. Dearings comes out, makes a nice kick save. Tigers penned a little bit for the first time since the beginning of the game. Here, Coach Gallant, you may hear her in our headsets, said, take it to the outside, and they do.
Nice release. That was a great pass.
Well done by Nichols on the right side. He's able to connect with Barad. Barad, a nifty move just outside the circle. She's in the circle now. Tries to throw it across. Good stick work defensively there by Sophia Barber.
And one of the things we always tell our offense, too, Rob, is to go to the ball. You'll hear Coach Gallant say that, and I'm sure Coach Reno says the same thing. Go to the ball and create the offense. That ball that just came in from Lily Barad went across from right to left, and Bree Smith and her cohorts chased it coming to the right, which is and ended up with this particular corner. So going after the ball is important in the circle with your stick down.
Tigers trying to keep it alive, and they do, and they get themselves another corner. So the corners have been definitively in the favor of the Tigers. They haven't cashed in yet. Bree Smith inserts. Little back pass. Back into the circle. Tigers let it go and sealed it wide.
A little wide.
Addison Carter. I believe that was Addison. Gonna wait. Sometimes it's hard to see if it's a 5 or 6.
Interesting note. I just met Bree Smith the other day. Learned that she lives next door to me.
Oh, really?
She came over selling 50-50 tickets.
Isn't that something?
I said, I think I've seen you. Do you live next door? She says, yeah. And I said, which? Because I had seen Bree last year. We remarked on how well she played last year, but I hadn't seen her close up, so I didn't know what her face looked like.
Tigers get it through. Challenge here. Knocked away and taken to the outside by Colleen Cashman for for the shipbuilders, but Tigers press the issue in the circle. Nice reverse stick work there by the Tigers. Tigers make the steal. Who was that, Coach? Couldn't see what the number was spent away from me.
I'm not sure. I was waiting for I thought we had another corner call there, but.
Tigers working hard. Nichols got to throw a kick save. Hawks, Tigers. That's Peekins with it. Now inside and corner for the Tigers. So you think the lower averages at some point here is going to favor the Tigers here.
Well, as we said, it all, Brianna's got this pass in. It all depends on how far. If that can get to the top of the circle, we've got more of a shot, more of a chance for a good shot. If the grass holds it up and we've got to play backwards, then it takes a little bit of the shot away from us. The sharper that pass comes out, the more opportunity we've got for shot at the top.
And that's the great game changer on turf, isn't it, Coach? Huh?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
And we will be calling the games from the new Hoke Field as soon as that turf gets in. No timetable on that yet for our fans. Back in. Knocked out. Just out. Tigers will look to re-enter the circle. They do. Now taken off to the side by Sophia Barber. Tigers contesting. That was a good move by Leah. Push out Leah inside. Tried to get it to Barad, but not able to do it. Leah's back on it.
Gardiner's playing very aggressive in the circle, which is good to see. But at the same time, Morse is standing tall inside the circle and not giving up, shots, but not giving up quality ones.
Yeah, no point blank ones. Barber with it here for Morse. Tigers right on the defense. Driven down in. Hawks will come out. Kick that one to Pittston. Glad he could join us on our first of 25 Gardiner Tigers sports contests this year. Tigers ball. Dispossessed. And now outlet. Tigers step up. What a great defensive play that was on the far side. Yeah, that was Savvy Brown over there now in the game. Making a defensive play. Just came in, made a good play on the far side. So Tigers got some new kids in. Brown is one of them.
Just talking to her grandmother, who was sitting beside us here, Rob. And her grandmother, this is the first out of a family of athletes that's playing field hockey, and her grandmother says, "I'm sitting next to the table because I really don't have any idea what's going on." So it's good to see her out playing. Her mother was Savvy's mother was quite an athlete. Her aunt was quite an athlete here at Gardiner, and
they all were.
It was good. It's good to see one of them playing field hockey. Anyway, I tried to get. There were two oldest to play, but they were soccer players.
McKenna Johnson also in the game, number 9 for the Tigers, the junior forward. We need a JV number 16 coach. Tigers looking to clear her. Morse just outside the circle.
Gabby Sousa is number 16.
Gabby Sousa.
And Gabby's a transfer as well.
She played for Halldale.
I believe she did.
We did her game last year. I was going to say, I did a Gabby Sousa from Halldale last year.
Yes, we did.
And she was a good player for them. Might have been against Hall. Was she a St. Mary's kid? One of the games we did, maybe. I think that was it. Yeah, I think that's. I
think she's at Chelsea.
That's where we saw Gabby.
And she's a freshman.
Yeah.
So, I think you're absolutely right. And I think she was quite impressive in that middle school game.
She surely was.
I think she's coming up to us from Chelsea.
We love those Chelsea kids. We've got a lot of good athletes coming to Tiger Town from Chelsea. If you know any out there, send her to Tiger Town. We're offering full scholarships to those kids.
Oh, gee, don't get us in trouble. Holy crying.
Lily Clifford. She likes the aerial.
And she executes that very well. This could be trouble.
Pomelo was down and wide open there. And there's the goal. So numbers came, and you called it, Coach. You said this could be trouble for the Tigers, and it was one of the first opportunities so far in the game. And 2:27 left here before the half. The Morse Shipbuilders have gone up on top 1-0. Take a look at the replay. You can see the numbers. And I think the original shot is taken, the save is made, and then
right.
on the rebound, the shot's up and in. Did you see the number, Chris, of the? And we're going to give the goal unofficially here to Dylan Barr. She's a junior forward.
You saw that development when she came inside the 25. She was one-on-one, and that's, again, a little experience versus non-experience. She had a great move around the dotted line coming into the circle, and then had a good shot and followed up with a goal shot. So sometimes it's tough on goalies when you take that first shot, they make that first clear to reset, especially if there's somebody coming down with a real quick second shot. So you could see that developing.
Yeah, Daring made the initial, as we said, and then Barr was able to put the rebound right past her. 1-0. And that was set up, as we said, by that aerial outlet pass by Lily Clifford.
Right, she has managed to send that aerial into open space, and that, boy, if you can send that 25 yards, that really opens things up and allows you to run. So that's a great offensive tactic.
So we may change the goal here. We're not. Yeah, it was number 6 Barr. So Chris checked it on the replay again for us. So we'll show you that goal here probably at halftime as well. And hopefully we'll show you the Gardiner's tying goal here, but they haven't got it yet.
I know it's tough when you're up there and you've got that many shots on goal, that many penalty corners, and you give up a goal in the defensive end on the the second time that Morse is into the circle. So
right.
That's tough. That's frustrating for kids. It's frustrating for coaches. But Gardiner's had opportunities, and hopefully we'll bounce back and get a few more.
Sousa for the Tigers. Out of bounds, and that's going to turn over to the Shipbuilders. Under a minute left. Stay with us at halftime. We'll get a chance to recap the first half, as well as hear from some of our great anchor and local sponsors that make these games possible here on Munson Media. Hard drive and knocked down. That's a good defensive play by Kennedy St. Pierre for the Shipbuilders. Now the Tigers come.
Under 20 seconds, we want to get the ball in the circle and get ourselves a corner. If we don't have a shot, get us a corner.
Yeah, that was well done by Maddie Blaze. Mm-hmm. Didn't get the corner, but drove it in. Good clock awareness, game management by Maddie. McKenna Johnson trying to keep it alive for the Tigers, and that will do it. So we're played one half here from Somerville Field on the campus of Gardiner Area High School. One goal in the game. It came by the Shipbuilders on the rebound shot by Dylan Barr. She's right here going to take the initial shot, dealing with the kick save, but it came right back out to Barr, and she was able to put it far side. Would have been a tap in either way, but the goal goes to Barr, and she's put her Shipbuilders up 1-0. Coach and I'll step away. We'll get the stats tallied up here. We'll hear from Coach McNally on that, but first, these messages.
When you choose a financial institution to entrust your hard-earned money to, bigger is not necessarily better. Will you be noticed? Will you be heard? At Gardiner Federal Credit Union, our members aren't account numbers, they're our friends and neighbors. Each member has a vote, a voice. What matters to you matters to us. Lending decisions are based not solely on your credit score, but on who you truly are. We work diligently to end hunger. We volunteer in our local schools and throughout the community supporting neighborhood events. We are local people making local decisions, investing in our members and giving back to our communities. Gardiner Federal Credit Union, where your money has a voice.
Coaches and athletes know that teamwork is the key to success. At the Gosline Insurance Group, our team is comprised of knowledgeable, enthusiastic, and dedicated agency personnel who are committed to keeping our clients informed and protected. Featuring 9 agencies throughout the area, the Gosline Insurance Group is the largest locally owned independent agency group in Central Maine. As a trusted choice agent, we are dedicated to you and are committed to treating you as a person and not as a policy. This commitment means we will work for you and not the insurance company. So call us today and let our team put you on the path to success.
The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation is proud to support Munzing Media's production of live streaming high school sports. We recognize the hard work and dedication of Maine's high school student athletes, and we applaud Munzing Media's pioneering live streaming efforts. The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation. Why waste valuable time and gasoline traveling around when you can enjoy one-stop shopping at Goggins IGA in Randolph? Goggins is locally owned by people you know and trust at the heart of our community. Goggins offers the convenience of one-stop shopping, in-store banking, a large selection of liquors and wines, and a full-service pharmacy. At Goggins IGA, you're in, you're out, you're home.
Strategic Real Estate Services, serving all buyers and sellers. 2 locations, 335 Water Street, Gardiner, and 83 Kennedy Memorial Drive, Waterville. From residential to commercial, solutions and strategies that equal results for you. Visit strategicreservices.com or call 485-1105.
At Gardiner Apothecary, we offer all the medications and services of a modern pharmacy, but with the friendly, personalized service of an independent business. We are your source for all your pharmaceutical needs, offering conventional prescription filling, over-the-counter medications, vitamins, and more. We call our customers by name. We care about you, your health, and meeting all your pharmaceutical and medical supply needs at our locally owned pharmacy. We live here, and we are committed to providing the very best care and customer service to our neighbors. Gardiner Apothecary, the way pharmacy should be.
Gardiner Apothecary! Yay! Got it! Got it!
Hi, my name is Shayna Epperson, and I'm with Atlantic Youth Sports, Inc., and we operate out of Gardiner, Maine. We strive to bring young athletes to the game of basketball, volleyball, softball, and lacrosse. We also bring our principal cores, 3 of them, of teamwork, we bring respect, and we bring confidence.
Hi, I'm Lizzie Gruber. I've been with Shayna for 6 years. AYS has brought me to be a physically and mentally stronger person on and off the court. I've also met some of my lifelong friends through this amazing program.
You can become part of our family by visiting us online at www.aysinc.org, or you can email us at aysincinfo@gmail.com.
JMH Associates is a boutique financial and management consulting firm that can provide customized solutions for your business or personal affairs. We can provide management expertise to your small business, personal financial guidance, and organizational structure for your personal and business needs. This will allow for better communication and execution with your other financial partners. We help establish businesses, we'll help you start a new business, and we can provide IT support for your business needs. We are JMH Associates. We're proud to be associated with MunzingMediaSports.com.
Rob Munzing, Mo McNally back here at Somerville Field. We're high above Somerville Field. Beautiful day for field hockey. First day of actually any activity that you can do. Today's the opening of the season on September 1st. Want to let folks know we'll have a full schedule here. And coming up on Saturday, our next game will be Gardiner Tiger football, their home opener at Messalonsky as we work through the issues with the turf field. That'll be our next game as the Old Town Coyotes will be visiting the Gardiner Tigers. They like it because they don't have to come all the way to Gardiner on the bus. They could stop at Oakland and play the game at Messalonsky. I want to thank Chad for the former Gardiner Tiger and the former Coney Ram coach and taking care of both his old schools, his alma mater and where he coached to give them opportunities to play. It's a beautiful facility up there. We were up there for the as a spectator for the exhibition game the other day, and so Coney and Gardiner both lucked out to get that facility to be able to play on. So we'll have the game on Saturday night. It's a 7:00 game. Also on Saturday, we'll have Central Maine Community College baseball action as Quincy College will be coming up from Massachusetts. They'll take on the Mustangs. So we'll have a doubleheader in the afternoon of baseball. Then we'll zip in and zip up to Oakland, take care of the game up there at Messalonsky High School. Coach McNally, well-played game here for the first game. 1-0 score. The goal was scored by Dylan Barr, the junior, on a rebound shot, but the Tigers had the better of the opportunity. Here you see Barr go in, and she makes the initial shot, and Grace Deering with a good kick-out save. You see it right there, but it came right back out to Barr, as it often does, and as Coach McNally told you, that second shot is often difficult when you get a clean, juicy rebound like that to be able to make the second save there. So that put the Shipbuilders ahead after one half of action, 1-0. But you've got the stats, Coach. Tigers with the better of the territorial play and more corners.
Yeah, as we said a few minutes ago, Rob, before it ended, it was a pretty even game until Dylan came down in through the 25, and we saw that developing just inside the 50 with a great outlet pass coming from the defense, and then she went one-on-one down in there, and you could see that play developing from here. But when you take a look at stats, shots on goal, Gardiner had 8 that first half, and Morse had 7. Goalie saves, Gardiner's goalie Grace Deering had 5 quality saves that half, and Gracie Hawks had 7 for Morse. But where the difference came was in penalty corners. Gardiner had 9 offensive opportunities for penalty corners, and Morse had none. So I'm assuming, I can hear Coach Gallant right now saying that you've got to execute on those penalty corners because those are great opportunities for scoring. But if the ball doesn't get cleared all the way to the top, or for some reason or another there's a missed shot up there, it squelches your opportunity. And Morse has been playing good, solid defense inside there. So you're right. When we take a look at who's had the ball offensively the longer period of time, it's Gardiner, but Morse made the most of the play coming inside the 25 when Dylan scored at the 2:27 mark. So it's a pretty even game, and it's been a pretty good game. Both teams have been playing all of the field, using the entire field. It doesn't look like the first game of the season to me from this vantage point. So they're playing good, clean field hockey right now, and it's a good game.
So we'll have, I think it's 3 field hockey games that the Gardiner Tigers will have. We'll also have volleyball action. And unfortunately, due to the fact that the soccer teams have relocated to the UMA campus this year, as soon as I heard that came through the other day, and as soon as I heard that come through, I jumped in my truck, the Munzing Media Caravan, headed up to UMA, and I checked out that site there, and it's not conducive to streaming. There's no power. There's no internet. There's it has been. It basically has been abandoned 3 years. Now we're lucky to get the field in the situation that we're in, but there's no amenities there for me to be able to do a stream. There's nowhere to get elevated like we are here and all that. We can overcome a lot, and we do. I mean, as we do today with setup here. There's no power up here where we are. There's no internet, but we get good LTE service, and we also bring our own power situation in, but down there there just was not anywhere to even set up or anything. So unfortunately, we'll wait till the Gardiner Tiger soccer teams come back to the friendly confines of Hope Field, and hopefully if they do that any time this season, we will try to get there. Although our dates are, we don't have a lot of dates, and that's the other thing I got to mention to the fans. If we get a rain out, with the schedule that we have between Gardiner, Halldale, and Central Maine Community College, there's very few available dates for us to squeeze games in on. In fact, we're going to have many days that we'll be doing multiple games from either Central Maine Community College and a high school game, or several times, as we did last year, a game from Gardiner and a game from Halldale to get everything fit in. So we're going to do what we can, and certainly we've got 50 high school games this year and about 95 Central Maine Community College games. So we're going to be busy.
That's quite a schedule.
So Tigers will look to get back on the offensive. I guess if you, Coach Gallant, say keep doing what we're doing, but let's cash in, as Coach McNally told you. The Corners definitively favored the Tigers. If you're joining us, you probably know that the Morse shipbuilders are in their blues going left to right, and the Tigers in the whites going right to left, and a little high-energy play right here by the Tigers.
That's Dewey.
Dewey Clary. We will have the high-energy play or player of the game, brought to you by Northeast Nutrition and Energy, our new sponsor here for both Gardiner and Halldale Sports. They're going to give out a free drink.
I am sure that Coach Gallant at halftime told them to get the ball inside the circle, number one, as quickly as possible. Once you cross the 50, be looking for an opening on the outside and then snap the ball across. Once it's in the circle, you got to get that shot off. So we want to get the initial quality shot off and get it off quicker. That will help them in terms of how many shots they absolutely take. So I'm sure Coach is pushing that offense to develop more quality shots inside the circle.
Tigers deflected. That was Clary again. Dewey drives it back. Beacons with it. Olivia trying to go to work. Got it up inside to Bree Smith. Beacons with it again. Drives it across. Tigers will get a corner. First one of the second half.
And one of the things we as coaches always tell our kids, once you're inside the circle, you got two things to do. That's it. The first thing you got to do is get a shot off. If you can't get the shot off, then you got to turn the defense into a corner. That was well played both ways. Couldn't get the shot off, so we got to get a corner.
Back pass didn't come through. Bunted out by Morse. A reverse spin there by Maggie Moore. Is that aerial?
And you see how that opens it up.
Good use of. Piper Lavoie with a good job in the defensive circle. She came back and was able to make the clear. Piper on it here again for the Tigers, and a muscle tussle across away.
That was a good defensive sequence, too, because that was dangerous inside the circle right around the penalty stroke line. But the Megan Ladner and her cohorts down there took the ball to the outside. And now you see the ball's coming up the right side, which is a strong side for any team. So that was just a great defensive sequence.
Good turn there by Morse, but not able to keep possession of it. They'll fight across the way. About as far away from our camera as we can get. Liz Nugent doing her first work today on camera. We welcome Liz to the Muncie Media team. She's going to be working with us this year as part of her community service for Gardiner Area High School. Great way for a kid to get community service hours. Nice little deke by the Tigers across the way. I think it's Nichols again. Played back by Morse. Peekins drives it down the right side, chased down.
That's a tough side to play on, as we've said before, Rob.
Yes.
The ball rolls downhill over there in front of those benches, so if you don't if you don't see that coming, you usually got to play the ball in a yard or two from the sideline because it goes downhill over there.
Clary drives it. On the chase. Good. Patrick back first, but Tigers get possession in front. Contested in front. Tigers scrum and they'll get a corner. No, they won't. I'm sorry.
I don't know if you can hear Coach Gallant. Pretty simple. Put your stick down and push the ball in the net.
Yeah, it's simple.
Simple from the sideline.
Well, that's the key to finishing those. Nice little self back pass. Olivia Beacons. Push out, aerial. Will it stay in? It won't. Bree Smith on the hustle, but couldn't keep it alive for the Tigers. Good read by Clary.
Yeah, Dewey's kind of stepped up her game here the second half.
Yeah, she came out with some high energy here to start the second half. She might be one of those contenders for our Northeast Nutrition High Energy Player of the Game. We'll also have the Capsa Pizza Award as well. Caps is on board again with both Halldale and Gardiner again this year. Kids like those Capsa Pizza Awards, don't they?
They sure do.
You're going to like the drink awards, too. Tigers circling, push out, trying to get past the Morse defender. Can't do it, but she'll have it here. Makes the play quickly. Snake that one through slick to Maddie Blaze. Maddie ahead. Tigers had some numbers there for a second. Nichols had to go out, but it'll be Tiger ball. Tigers dispossess and drive it into the circle. They maintain possession there. Spun around and now out and getting in the feet of the Tigers, so infraction there.
I think that was Savannah Brown with that infraction, and if I'm correct, she's a rookie player. She's one of the basketball players that came up, and she just had her feet going the wrong direction. I'm sure Coach Gallant at the next practice, inside the circle, your feet have got to be facing the end line. As soon as your feet turn around and they face the top of the circle, you asked for an infraction in there. So once she gets used to the rules and figures out what the rules are, I think we'll see some improvement from her.
Megan Ladner to Peekins. Peekins keeps it alive. And Tigers with a corner. Second one of the second half. According to Coach McNally's stat sheet I got a peek at.
These are great opportunities if we can just get that initial pass where we want it. Good entry right there.
This is to Lavoie. But cleared out quickly by Morse. Did a good job. Morse has been stalwart on that defense. I don't know if a slippage they're going to call an infraction, so. Cleary, self-pass, drives it through in the circle. Blaze, got it back. Maddie's got it inside.
There it is.
There's a goal. So the stick was down, the pass came, and the Tigers have notched it at one. We'll have to look at the replay here, Coach, to see who got it out of the scrum. But the Tigers have tied it up with 6:48 left here. We're in second half action if you're just joining us. We'll give you that replay just as soon as we get it queued up. I got young Eagle Eyes Chris Wheeler on it, trying to find out who got the goal. Tigers had several players in there. They drive it back in.
Good
opportunity.
Stick.
Nichols with it. Nichols has played a lot for a freshman here.
She's played very well today. Very well today. She doesn't look like a freshman out there.
No,
on that
she
side,
doesn't.
That's for sure.
Yeah, and I believe we're going to give her first varsity goal to Taryn Nichols. We think. We'll see it on the replay here. That's what Chris has given me, the early look. So as soon as we get a dead ball, we'll take that replay.
Gardner's playing with a little bit more intensity.
Here it comes up now, Coach. Scrum in front. See a bevy of Tigers right there. The shot right there. And it was Taryn Nichols.
Good for her.
Her first varsity goal. We had just got done saying that she was playing a lot as a freshman, and she's notched it at one.
I think as I started to say, Rob, I think the Tigers have stepped it up a notch here in terms of intensity, and they seem to be controlling the midfield, which it was an even game here in the first half, but Tigers right now are controlling the midfield, which is enabling them to get into the offensive end a little quicker and a little more often.
And that was Peekins with an opportunity inside. Anybody's game here. 5:50 left. Tigers have tilted the field here in the second half. I want to let folks know at home we don't have a. Oh, jeekers crow. Yikes, that hurt us up here. Yeah. Everybody over the age of 30 went, ow. And the kid down there, Leah Pushard.
Didn't even flinch.
tougher than a bag of hammers. Takes after a mother, I know.
Not her dad.
Congratulations, the Pushards. Just celebrated their anniversary. I had both those kids in junior high school.
Oh, as did I.
I think they were sweethearts then. It's a great story. Buddy
played some hockey.
Buddy married up.
Buddy married up.
First to tell you. Daring with a kick. Save. And she cleared it out smartly, Coach McNally.
Absolutely.
That kick save went off to the side, so the angle's important there. Tigers trying to clear. Morse trying to generate a little offense, and they haven't done much here in the second half. What I started to say is we don't have a fourth quarter symbol on our scoreboard, so we're just going to stay with first half and second half. So in the second half, we're in the third quarter of the second half.
That was the first shot on goal for Morse this half, too, so it tells you how much time Gardiner's had the ball in their end.
And be Tigers ball. Tigers in the circle again. An opportunity here. And now it comes up. Tigers right back with it, stepping up on that transition D. Taking that defense right to offense. Some good work in there by the Tigers' Leah Pushard. Now it comes out. Leah's on the chase. She gets back quickly. What a good hustle play there by Pushard. She was down in the offensive end, Coach, and then you blinked twice and she was up playing defense again.
And I think that's exactly what Coach Glenn is expecting out of Leah and Piper. Their experience shows, and she knew she had to make that transition quickly to back into a regular position out of the offensive end. So great transition from offense to defense.
High energy play. We're looking for one. I want to thank Northeast Nutrition and Energy, a new sponsor along with some of our other established sponsors. They came in. The Gardiner Boosters Club's in this year as well, and Gosline Retirement, a new sponsor for us. And I think all our other sponsors all came back this year, so that's a terrific thing. I think last year we did so many games, and because parents couldn't get there, right. Folks were so appreciative of it, and they went on social media and said so. And I've heard from several sponsors saying how proud they were to be able to help people out. So when you folks get a chance to get into these businesses, IGA and all these great sponsors, thank them. Tigers with another rush. And cleared just out. But not before the Tigers will get another corner.
I think if we look back on the offensive rush we've had, it's all started with Dewey Cleary in the center of the field. She gets a hold of that ball, and for some reason, she manages to make her way up the field and gets it into the circle for these offensive opportunities. She's playing a great second half.
Came back outside. Well, we love our fans because we got a report that they switched goalies for Gardiner. Colin Clark is reporting that Cassidy Clark's in goal now. Thanks for that update. Those are something that we can't tell because they wear different uniforms and they probably have orange shirts and black numbers. And
when you put them in that gear, too, if they're not, there's not a height discrepancy. You don't see it.
Yeah, well, thank you for pointing that out. We'll have to start watching for that, Coach. Our Chris Wheel is supposed to be on the goaltenders, and he let us down big time on that one. No. Good rush here.
An opportunity for
Clark's going to get a chance to make a save, and she does. Save. She comes out, makes a save. Fantastic job by Clark. She had the earlier kick save that we gave to Deering, and she made a beautiful save on that one.
She played that perfectly. If you've got somebody coming in one-on-one, you've got to time that just exactly at the right time to come out and take that off the dribble, and she played that perfectly.
Cassidy, a junior, wearing number 97. Pad save.
Another one.
Morse challenges, and Clark equal to the task twice there. So right on cue. I'm so glad that Colin came in and told us that, because we certainly want to give her credit for that.
Yeah, those are both quality saves. And again, we were talking about double shots. You get one shot with one foot, and you got the second shot, the rebound shot coming back, and you have to save that with the opposite foot. So that was a quality play there with Cassidy Clark.
And at the buzzer, another save. That was off the shot of Lily Clifford, and that was a tester as well. So Clark coming up big here. Tigers have tied it here in the third. We'll come back. Good one here from Gardiner. We're back after this.
Same thing as always.
Pass the front of the net.
Little things to make you what you are.
0, 3, 1, 2, 3, 0.
Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3. That's it right here.
Feel like cooking dinner? Call Caps's Pizza in Farmingdale. You can make the whole family happy with our award-winning pizza, sandwiches made on fresh baked bread, delicious nachos, or salads made to order. And don't forget the whoopie pies. We pride ourselves on fast, friendly service and an overall experience that's better than you might expect from a pizza place. So order Caps's tonight. Pick it up, have it delivered, or enjoy our dining room. Give us a call at 582-0522 or enjoy the convenience of online ordering at capsuspizza.com.
When I'm on the road speaking, I'm able to have sidebar conversations with everybody that wants to come talk to me. And I hear about their family and loved ones that are going through maybe cancer, maybe a critical illness, maybe something, being disabled from a job and not having the coverage they need because their health care just didn't cover it.
I ask that you would allow one of our experienced representatives to come into your business so that we are able to educate you on the value of these very, very important products.
Strategic Real Estate Services, serving all buyers and sellers. 2 locations, 335 Water Street, Gardiner, and 83 Kennedy Memorial Drive, Waterville. From residential to commercial, solutions and strategies that equal results for you. Visit strategicreservices.com or call 485-1105.
The cover. I want to let you know some things coming up with the Boosters Club here. As we've said, Boosters not able to have their normal concessions like they would for football and all the activities that are going on here. They are opening up the shack here at the field hockey game, but they've lost a lot of their fundraising. So they're dependent upon some other activities. The 8th annual tee-up for the Tigers coming up on September 19th from the Meadows Golf Course out in Litchfield. For more information on that, sign your team up. Contact Veronica Babcock, the president of Gardiner High School All Sports Boosters. You can see her email address there, vbabcock93@aos.org, or give her a call at 207-441-2059. And we're looking for a high-energy play of the game, as well as Northeast Nutrition has come on board to offer that, and also be a sponsor for both Gardiner, Halldale, and UMA. They're going to sponsor UMA basketball for us, as UMA has got the dorms right up the street from the shop down on Main Ave. So we thank them for that. So we'll be looking for the high-energy play or player of the game, as well as the Capsa Pizza player of the game. So we'll be giving those out in the post-game. But we've got something to decide here in the final 15 minutes, Coach McNally. Tigers had the better of the play, I would say, in the first 3 quarters of the third, and then a couple of activities offensively from Morse. And coming up big on the saves was Cassidy Clark, the junior goalie for the Gardiner Tigers. Both Gardiner goalies, Grace Deering in the first half, and now Cassie Clark, a question mark for the Tigers coming in. They played solid.
They played very well. I think Coach Glant will be happy with both of them, and I know that, as we said in the beginning, losing a quality player like Cassidy Collins, it's tough to replace them, but she's had two kids step into this game, and they played very well.
Olivia Peekins, good speed down the left side. Peekins in the circle. Reverses it, tried to clear, but she's back on it. It's a great effort by Olivia here. She's had some quality offensive opportunities in the course of the game, but boy, she really made a solitary play there that was fantastic. Down far side now for the Tigers. That was Maddie Blades trying to get it across, couldn't do it. They'll be looking for Olivia to be one of those goal scorers, coaches. She's playing up on the forward line. And
she's playing on the left side. It's always tough to develop somebody on the left. And the people you put in the left.
Save Tigers with it. Peekins in front. And comes out, but Blaze on it. She's back in the circle. Maddie trying to keep it alive.
As I started to say, the people on the left side, the ball's coming in, so it's on your reverse stick side. So you've got to have somebody on the left side that's got decent speed because they've got to be in front of the play, in front of the ball as the ball comes into the circle. And they've also got to have a stick on the ground because that ball coming across comes across pretty quickly. And all you want on that side is just to tip off your stick. So it's a different type of ball play that plays the left side of a field hockey field.
Good defensive play at midfield by Piper Lavoie. And made the dispossession and then the long clear, but it'll come back down here. And it'll be Lily Clifford. They've kept Miss Clifford a little bit at bay, but she's dangerous profile to be one of the top 30 field hockey players statewide by the Portland Press Herald.
Well, as we see, we saw in the first half, they scored. They hadn't been in the Gardiner end all first half, and they scored at the 2:27 mark on a play that kind of started in the defensive end and ended up being one-on-one. So they're dangerously, can be very dangerous coming down in the offensive circle. So Coach Glant's defense is going to have to play really tough in front of Cassidy Clark in order to prevent that breakaway.
Dylan Barr with the goal. Taryn Nichols, the freshman, her first career goal for the Gardiner Tigers. Taryn has been the class. The aerial. Up and in. That's going to be Barr again. The same play, Coach. You just called that. You called that they would be dangerous with that aerial, and that's exactly what we saw there. The aerial laid down flat for Barr, and she certainly knows what to do with it. She is a goal scorer here, as we see in the replay. Watch the aerial and the distance that it makes. Barr's going to chase it down. Ball's bouncing a little bit. Just outside the circle, she collects it. She comes in, and Cassie Clark came out, but Barr's a gifted goal scorer, as we've seen, and that play has worked well twice for the Shipbuilders. Back here to live action. 2-1 now.
And as we saw, I think, in the replay, there was a little breakdown on your deep defense before it got into Clark. So somebody's going to have to pick Barr up, and here comes Megan. She just tried to pick her up there. So I think Megan Ladder made that adjustment. You got to pick her up a little higher between the 25 and the top of the circle. You can't let that kid get into the circle by herself.
Tigers looking to get the equalizer. They've got 11 minutes to get it. Tigers have done it once. They've trailed 1-0, tied it at 1 on the Nichols goal, and now they've got some work to do. 2 goals by Barr. Dylan Barr, the junior, for the Morse Shipbuilders. Tigers looking to get on the offensive. Tigers have controlled the corner play, but haven't cashed in. Now driven in. Bree Smith was there, followed up here by Leah Pushard. Pushard got it knocked out. Jessica Myers with it now for Morse. Allison Faust, her first mention here so far in the game. She makes a nice play to get it ahead here. to Bree Smith. Smith drives it in the circle. Now right back out. Smart play by Morse. Takes it to the side. Tigers win the loose ball battle there with Pushard. Lavoie drives it in and just went wide. Smith was there, but she wasn't able to do anything with it before it went out of bounds. Gracie Hawks has gone the distance for Morse in goal. Of course, we should probably check that number too, Coach, if we can.
Well, I think the goalies, the Morse goalies, both of them have got a different number than what we thought they had.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure which one's in there now.
That's
They're in
right.
the 30s down there, and we've got 76 and 85.
Right. So we're going to stick with Gracie Hawks.
Until somebody tells us different.
And by then the game be over.
Well, I think one of the things we see right here, Rob, is we said in the beginning, we said that Gardiner's strength was going to be in their midfield, and that's shown us to be true. And one of the things that Coach Gallant was going to have to be patient about was the offense up front. She's got a freshman in Taryn Nichols. She's got Savannah Brown, who's brand new to the game, who's playing up front. Both of them have had quality touches on the ball, but a little bit of inexperience showing up front. So if we can take some time for them to grow and get some quality shots up front, I think we'll be all set. But it's just going to be somebody's going to have to be patient. Never was one of my fortes. I don't know about you.
Yeah. You had some kids that could put the ball in the goal, that's for sure.
There's been some quality athletes come through Gardiner, both male and female, that's for darn sure.
Cleary drives it in, sneaks it through, kicked out by Hawks. Morse on the far side with possession. A little hip check going on there. Delaney Rector. Kind of inadvertent contact, but nonetheless an infraction. Turns the ball over the Tigers. 7:40 left. We're just about right on with the clock. In the second half, fourth quarter, our clock scoreboard just doing half. So in the second half and in the fourth quarter of the second half. Tigers with a little urgency here, about to hit the 7-minute mark. I know this game is going to be shortened up here very quickly, so they're trying to grab the advantage if they can and trying to win the loose ball battles. Maddie Blaze going to win it there. She's got it across the way. Tries to get it in front. She does. Trying to connect with Nichols. Nichols with the goal for the Tigers. Came off a scrum in front.
About the 5-minute mark, two strategies change for a team that's behind. We have said all game that you want to get the ball wide. You want the passes coming down the outside to go across. But under 5 minutes, you'll hear Coach Gallant shorten it up and say we've got to go directly to the middle. So any chance we can, ball coming across the 50 is going to go directly into the circle and not go wide in order to create some more offensive opportunities. So strategies change a little bit here under the 5-minute mark.
Good cross by the Tigers. They've got in front. They sealed it wide.
God.
What an opportunity that was. I think it was Peekins maybe with the shot. Olivia had a great shot at it. We'll try to cue this up on a replay here, show you. That's the best scoring opportunity Tigers have had since the goal. You're going to see it right here. Just sailed wide.
Shots like those give you gray hair. Just a little wide.
And a well-officiated game. Tigers trying to make it happen here with Piper Lavoie. Piper. A little fancy stick work. Tigers looking to get a corner if they can, and they do. The good news, another corner. The bad news, haven't scored on one yet. Is that about to change? We'll see how the Tigers do here on this one. Insertion coming from Bree Smith. Here it comes. They come into Lavoie. Gets past her, but push out right behind. Right to the corner. Tigers scrum in front. Loose ball. And sealed it wide. That might have been McKenna Johnson, I think. Had a good opportunity there.
Another newcomer to
Playing
to
her
field
first,
hockey.
probably
Yes.
playing her first field hockey game. I don't know if she played in middle school. It's going to be high. So the Tigers will just need to work those new kids in, continue to find some offense, which I'm sure they will.
I think much like we saw with Halldale last year, Coach. Remember the improvement from day one to
Right.
the end of the season.
Yeah.
They had some new kids, and I think you'll see the same thing with Gardiner because these kids are athletes.
Bree Smith with it. Bree lines one up. Push out. In the circle. The shot, a kick out save by Hawks. That was a good one. Tigers with it in front. They can't get it. They'll get a corner. Hawks made a nice save on that one. Probably the save of the game for her so far.
Absolutely. She's blinded. She had some players in front of her, so that was a tough save to make, but that was a great save.
Smith on the insertion here for the Tigers. 3:50 left. Comes out. Good entry. Push out. Can't get it through. Good defense there by Morse. That was Kennedy St. Pierre with some good defense for the Morse Shipbuilders. Tigers dispossessed. Trying to get it loose is Allison Faust.
Yeah, St. Pierre is quick coming off that line. We haven't had a quality shot at the top all game long. We've had plenty of corners, but no quick shots, and I'm assuming that that's in part to Kennedy St. Pierre coming out of there pretty quickly.
Ball stays in. Clary trying to get for the Tigers can. Shipbuilders, they would just like to turn field if they can. It'll be Tiger ball. Some good defense coming over by Leah Pushard, the captain. Clary drives it. Morse gets it out, but stepped in smartly by Maddie Blaze. Goes past Ladner. The shot, good save by Clark. That was on the sniper there. Coming in looking for the hat trick was Dylan Barr. Clark did a good job meeting the challenge there. Came right out.
And again, I think we had a little defensive mismark there. There wasn't anybody that picked her up inside the 25, so Clark had to come out.
Yeah, you certainly, you don't want to lose track of number 6.
Not at all.
Dylan Barr with 2 goals in the game. Both Shipbuilders goals, both on similar plays. The aerial picked up and knocked home by her. It's Clifford with the aerial, Lily Clifford. On both of the goals, very similar goals. Tigers under 2 minutes here. They've got to get it going. Press the issue. Nichols trying to. Push on. No. Tigers will take it out, see if they can make some space. That was Clary on the hustle play. Got a stick knocked right out. Dewey says, I'm going to need that thing back. Peekins with it. Peekins in. Shoots. Kicked out.
It's a good corner. There we go.
That was a good look that time. Peekins went in. We said Olivia's had a couple of quality chances in the game. Well, this is just what the Tigers need. A corner with a minute left. They'll get it out. Now it comes in. Kind of on the delay hit there by Lavoie. Sometimes those work out to your advantage because the defense gets all set for the hit. Tigers will need to get going. 53 seconds left. Clock just about on.
This is where execution plays a real important part. You've got to execute this corner. Don't rush it, just execute it.
They get a good insertion. Clary's got it. Gets it over. Tigers with a shot there. And out of bounds wide.
Still guarding the ball, so we got to get back in the circle here.
27 seconds. Now they've got it where they need it. Clary's got it. Tries to get through. Pekin's trying to keep it alive. Tigers need to drill it in. Blaze. Will do it, and that's probably going to do it. The Morse ball here, and they don't need to hurry at all, as they can just take that thing out wide, which they do, And that will tick down the clock, and that will do it. So the horn sounds. And that will do it here from Somerville Field. A really good, well-contested game here from Somerville Field. It ends up the Morse Shipbuilders 2, the Gardiner Tigers 1. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. Coach McNally will have some final thoughts on this one, as well as the final stats for the game. We'll have the Capsa Pizza play of the game for the Gardiner Tigers in the Northeast Nutrition and Energy High Play Energy Game player of the game after this.
Don't feel like cooking dinner? Call Capsa's Pizza in Farmingdale. You can make the whole family happy with our award-winning pizza, sandwiches made on fresh baked bread, delicious nachos, or salads made to order. And don't forget the whoopie pies. We pride ourselves on fast, friendly service and an overall experience that's better than you might expect from a pizza place. So order Capsa's tonight. Pick it up, have it delivered, or enjoy our dining room. Give us a call at 582-0522 or enjoy the convenience of online ordering at capsaspizza.com.
At our firm, we have the client and only the client in mind. Our mission is to get to know and understand your needs, wants, and long-term goals. We want to help you develop, implement, and monitor a strategy that's designed to address your individual situation. We understand the challenges families face today. From managing debt to saving for college to retirement, these personal finance challenges can be overwhelming. Our commitment is to utilize all of our resources to help you pursue your goals. We believe in thinking out of the box, and we are not afraid to challenge conventional wisdom in our approach to financial services and preserving wealth. All of our energy, commitment, and efforts are focused on you, the client, and your satisfaction.
We're back here. Rob Munsing, Mo McNally. Our first field hockey game of what will be 3 field hockey games this year, also doing football and volleyball as well. And as we explained, soccer, just we're going to wait for them to get back to whole field. Once they do, we'll pick them up as well. Well, the Gardiner Tigers tied it up at 1-1, but they couldn't hold off the Morse Shipbuilders, and they go down to defeat to a good Morse team. 2-1, a well-played game. Coach McNally here for the first game of the season, just a couple of weeks of preseason. I thought the kids looked in mid-season form, a very cleanly played game.
I thought it was a very good game. I think Coach Gallant, both coaches, Coach Gallant and Coach Reno, got some valuable information. I think when you talk about Gardiner and you take a look at the big holes we talked about at the beginning, Coach Gallant's got to be more than pleased with Grace Deering and Cassidy Clark, a combination of kids in the goal area. She's also got to be pleased with some of the newer kids that stepped up. Savannah Brown had a good second half of that game. It's her first foray into the field hockey field. And then I think her leaders played well. I think Piper Lavoie and Leah Pushard and Dewey Cleary did what we thought they were going to do. They held their own in the midfield and played extremely well. And then you take a look at Morse and the kids that came through for Morse. We knew Kennedy St. Pierre, Lily Clifford, and Dylan Barr were their three stalwart players, and they all did extremely well, and their goalie did a good job. So we take a look at stats. I don't think Coach Gallant's going to be real happy with those. We did get some shots on goal. She's been looking for that. So it was Gardiner had 19 quality shots on goal, and Morse had 14. Goalie saves were split between the two, and we had 11 goalie saves for Gardiner, and we had 18 goalie saves for Morse. But the one stat that Coach is not going to be happy with, I don't think, is Gardiner had 17 penalty corners that they couldn't cash in on. And the interesting stat was Morse didn't have a penalty corner all game, which you very seldom see. But those 17 penalty corners are going to come back to haunt you. So I bet they'll be a point of emphasis in the practices in the next few days.
Well, certainly, it's good to have those. It shows that you're doing a pretty good job offensively, and then it becomes time to cash those in.
Right.
So I'm sure that, as you said, Coach, will be a point of emphasis here. So we want to give out the Capsa Pizza Player of the Game. We want to thank Capsa Pizza once again this year for sponsoring this for both our Gardiner Tigers as well as the Halldale Bulldogs. Tara Nichols got the goal for the Gardiner Tigers, the freshman, her first career goal, and that will earn her the honors of the Capsa Pizza. And we certainly thank her for her great effort here today. And you've seen the goal. Chris has brought the goal up. That's the first goal for the freshman. I think probably the first goal of what will be quite a bucket full of goals for Miss Nichols here as she starts her career on a positive note.
I think so. I think I've heard nothing but good things about Taryn, and I wouldn't expect anything less from her parents, having known both her parents, and she's just a good little athlete. I know she's put in some extra work this summer. She's got some extra training in field hockey this summer, so I think that's bodes well for her. But I think, again, genetics plays a little bit of it, and I think she's just going to be a 4-year stalwart for Coach Gallant. She's just a good player, and it showed well today.
And for our very first Northeast Nutrition and Energy, High Energy player of the game, turning the tide for the Gardiner Tigers in the second half as they came out all guns blazing. Dewey Clary came out in the second half, Coach, and really set the tone here for the Tigers, and they got the equalizer there, and she certainly played with great energy, and we award her the very first ever Northeast Nutrition High Energy player of the game.
Oh, I think that first half, the battle in the midfield was kind of even, but Dewey came out in the second half and really took control of the midfield and started a lot of those offensive drives that ended up in shots at corners in the penalty corner area, in the circle area. So Dewey came out ready to play second half, that's for sure.
So you're seeing the JV game underway here as we wrap up the varsity game. That's going to do it. Our next game here from Munzing Media will be from Messalonskee, a home game for the Gardiner Tigers, as the Old Town Coyotes will be in to take on the Gardiner Tigers in football action. The debut of Coach Patrick Munzing, his first varsity game, and we're a little excited in the Munzing family for that, and it could get quite hysterical in the press box there as I'll be calling the game along with my son Nate, and Beth Munzing will be running the camera, so it'll be a full
kidding.
Munzing Media crew up there at Messalonskee on. We'll be on at about 7:15 on Saturday night, and then we'll be putting the games out that we're doing each week so that people can keep track of it. I think we already put a posting on Facebook, so check us out on Facebook. That's where we always put our latest activity there as well. I want to thank the coach, Coach McNally, for stepping in again this year and doing a fantastic job of bringing her field hockey expertise to all of us, and she teaches me something every single game, and I'm forever grateful for that. Chris Wheeler did our production here from the Hill at Sunborough Field, and we want to welcome aboard Liz Nugent, who's going to be doing her internship for Munzing Media as part of her community service here this year. So, a 2-1 game, Morse Shipbuilders over the Gardiner Tigers. We'll see you Saturday night about 6:45 from Messalonskee. Until then, so long, everybody.